If this video has found you, there is a pretty high chance you've made your acquaintance with the carrying capacity in Starfield, being overburdened during your adventures all the time. Yep, it can be a true pain in Uranus, so in this video I'm gonna share 5 essential ways to dramatically boost your carrying capacity, so you can haul all the space treasure you come across from one star system to another without a problem. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are at my little space station in a pretty nice planet, which I'd like to talk about in a future video because boy oh boy, I literally have everything you need on this planet. Fauna and flora is abundant, we've got plenty of resources as well as healthy water. Anyways, the first way how you can quickly boost your carrying capacity, which I definitely recommend you to do, is focus on putting as many points in weightlifting as possible. First rank increases it by 10, second by 25, then by 50, and the final rank increases it by 100, which allows you to carry a lot more. And it's also extremely simple to level up. You basically have to run around with an X amount of inventory filled, but this is already going to help your adventures big time. You can even modify your spacesuit so you can carry even more items with you. So I currently have my incendiary calibrated Star Roamer pack with a couple mods installed. This one right here has extra capacity. So as you can see, if I equip this one, it will increase our mass by another 10 kilograms. The same counts for your spacesuit. On slot 4, you can basically place pocketed, which further increases your carrying capacity. This only increases it by 5, which is not a lot, but definitely 2 things worth investing in to make carrying items during your adventures a lot easier. For these spacesuit upgrades, you're gonna have to do a little bit of research, and after that also invest a couple skill points in your science. So put at least 3 in the first row, while then you will have access to spacesuit design. You want to upgrade this one to rank 2. You also want to get a research lab so you can start researching this mod upgrade by going to the equipments tab right here and then go for spacesuit mods as well as pack mods. For both the spacesuit mods and pack mods, you're going to need a lot of resources. For example, right here we see the 0G, gimbal, monopropellant, beryllium polymer, and sealants. Most of these resources can be purchased from a vendor, which I'm going to show you in a second, but you can also use the industrial workbench. As you can see, this one allows you to build mech pressure tanks, which can be turned into monopropellants. And you have a pretty high chance that if you research more blueprints for your industrial workbench, you can unlock even more craftables. You can visit any trade authority vendor to get your hands on these resources. But let's quickly check out the planet, which I absolutely love to visit to get my hands on these resources a lot easier. Crix, the Crimson Fleet HQ, the key. It seems like I'm gonna have to pay a pretty hefty bounty for killing some bad guys, but I'm gonna do this anyways, because this is a place where you will find plenty of different vendors. Weapon and armor vendors, general goods, and also an exotic trader, as well as one where you can upgrade your ships. So this is my personal favorite place to visit if I need any type of loot in the game. So if you enter the main hall, to the left you can basically purchase ship upgrades, sell and buy new ships. In the depot though, you can purchase some gear, so armor, we've got some weapons, digipicks, whatever you want to have. But the general goods store is where you want to be, because this lady sells all the supplies you will ever need for your space adventures. So if we click on resources right here, you can see that she has plenty of everything. Mech pressure tanks, for example, which you're going to need for the spacesuit upgrades. At the end of the room, we even have a 4th vendor which you can interact with to get your hands on even more resources, buy and sell more goods. Of course, if any of the vendors either runs out of inventory or credits, you can simply visit the chair in the hall right here and wait a couple hours. If you wait 24 up to 72 hours in game, you will basically reset their inventories entirely, so they will sell new digipicks, medkits, new weapons and armor, and so much more. So this is your place to be, to get rid of all the resources you find during your adventures, pick up some new ones for upgrades, etc. Now, one more thing which you definitely want to do is upgrade your spaceship. I mean, we currently have a mass of 240, which is nice, but we can do so much better. So right here we have the ship services. You can find this on multiple planets, but if we interact with this lady, we can view and modify our ships. And I currently have a ship, the O4 Vengeance, with a mass of 943, but it also has a carrying capacity of 2,420. You can upgrade this even further here, but you also want to have some shielded cargo so you can smuggle contraband through the solar systems. We can go to cargo, and this is where you will find some shielded cargo. Depending on your level, Starship Design Rank 1, for example, you can upgrade even higher ones. As you can see, these components right here still have a cargo capacity of only 210. They are pretty big, while these have a 320. So what I'm gonna do is just get rid of these elements right here. Look at that. This one has a 320, so I'm gonna place it right there. I'm gonna attach another one. They have a slightly different color, which I don't really mind that much. We're gonna enter the customization right here. But as you can see, now we have a cargo capacity of almost 3,000. I don't really focus on upgrading my shielded capacity because I already made a guide where you can basically launder all these goods without having to go through contraband scanning, which I've got in at the top right of the screen. I totally recommend you to check it out if you want to make a ton of gold early game without too much hassle. Alright, so back at my outpost, let's quickly show you what I mean right here. So if we interact with our cargo hold, which you usually find very close to your seat, you can see all the stash in your base. If we press transfer, you can see that we can go to our inventory to place items from there into our ship. We have a mass of 240, while our spaceship has 2,860. So what you want to do is transfer as much mass as possible from your inventory to your spaceship, because this is basically your secondary inventory. And you can, if you want, of course, take everything from it whenever you need this. But the thing is, you never really have to do this, as you can basically sell from your ship's inventory at each vendor. And if you are working in your base, you can also access all these resources from your outpost. Talking about outposts, there is a pretty annoying bug going on which doesn't allow you to interact with anything. It will always say you cannot use this, the item is obstructed. There's a pretty simple fix to this. I simply bind my quick save to F1 and my quick load to F3. So whenever this happens, I will just quickly save the game, reload it, and here we are. Right now we can just use the workbench without a problem. And as you can see, for an adaptive frame, for example, we're gonna need both aluminum and iron. But the funny thing is, I already stored every single one of them in my Starship. I don't have any resources in my inventory right here. So this is something what you wanna do at all times to make carrying items with you a lot easier. Now I have an empty inventory. I can lose some bases, get my hands on some weapons and armor. I literally pick up every single item which you can find with a decent amount of value. Weapons, armor, contraband, and health items are, in my opinion, the most valuable items to hunt for. Only thing you want to focus on is that your mass doesn't exceed the maximum amount, because then you're going to be overburdened. In this case, what you can do is drop some items to get to the decent level again, and then you just want to enable your scanner and point it towards your spaceship, which you can do basically anywhere in the game. Then you can just click on it and fast travel to the location. Even better, if you're done with looting, you can even just open up the map, click on a random planet and jump to it. So very important, you don't have to visit your spaceship for quick travel, only if you are overburdened or exceeding your carrying capacity. Alright, so there you have it. Some pretty neat tricks to maximize your carrying capacity in Starfield. How you can get the most out of your personal bag as well as that of your Starship. No longer have treasure hauling trouble in the galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you found this video helpful. Helps out a ton. And make sure to subscribe if you want to stay in the loop with future videos, as I can assure you a lot more Starfield guides are coming your way. I absolutely love the game. This is only the beginning. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I want to wish you an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.